Good afternoon from a mild, grey, cool but not cold, poorly shoulder, poorly back, doing some modifications to the wildlife pond. I had to dig and sieve some earth, so I started digging all this, sieving it to create some nice soil, and after about one wheelbarrow's worth, back went. Awesome. Anyway, grey, cold, cool, drab, damp, but no rain, poorly shoulder, poorly back, Peterborough. Because it's winter time and we haven't really got a lot to discuss regarding ponds, I thought I'd do a little segment on channels, how a channel is constructed in my mind, what I like personally from people's koi channels, what makes a koi channel stand out. So what I'm going to do is, instead of talking out here where it's cold, I'm going to go in somewhere warm. So catch you in a bit. Right, let's make a start. As you can see, I'm in my little workshop, currently building a T34. Haven't got very far with it. So what we're going to discuss, well, so many people over the last few weeks have got in touch with me and saying, how do you make a YouTube channel interesting? How do you gain subscribers? What do we need to do? And my only answer to that is, I've no idea. But if you find the magic formula where you create something on YouTube and people watch it, that's what you need to keep doing. If you're not getting subscribers, you need to get yourself out there, advertise yourself somehow. Asking for shout outs is one thing, but is your content going to keep people once they have a look at your channel? So what I've done is I made a list of things that are just personal to me, what I look for in a channel. I think I might have to put my Mr. Magoo's on to see all this. But I'll just go through this list. This is not directed at anybody or anything. These are just things off the top of my head and basically brain dumped it onto a piece of paper. How I view a YouTube channel. So, does your channel have a catchy channel title? So my YouTube channel was just called Steve Wainwright. That's just not going to grab people. Cat and I Koi clearly does, with 2,500 subscribers, so we're doing well. So ask yourself, does my channel have a catchy channel title? That might be something that grabs an audience rather than leave somebody a little bit flat. Who are you doing this for? A YouTube channel, is it for yourself? Is it to document a job diary, so you've something to look back in the past? Is it for your family? Mine's specifically, well, I say specifically, it's more so for my grandchildren to look at when I've turned to dust and evaporated, and they can look at that in the future and think, look how daft Grandad was. Do you do it for fun, or do you do it for money? Do you want to see some money in it? So as I say, one or two things that are personal to me, which makes me either switch on to a channel or turn off from a channel. The biggest thing for me is a shaking camera or fast camera movements, because personally it makes me feel ill. The speed of a camera moving from one area to another. I'm not the best cameraman in the world, never will be, but I always try to make my movements, my transition from area to area, as slow and smooth as possible. If part of your channel involves walking around, unless you've got one of them fancy gimbals or whatever they're called, I don't think you're going to achieve it. But for me, fast or shaky cameras, or cameras looking at the floor for ages, then being picked up, oh no, they don't do anything for me. Intros to a koi channel. Now, for me, an intro for a koi channel, again, personally, 15 seconds. I can't see the point of having it like running for nearly a minute. We know it is because we've just jumped into watch. So I personally like short, catchy, vibrant starts to videos. Another one, and this is international. I watch a lot of videos from America and Canada. An annoying music in the background, or what I would term as annoying music, that can be a put-off in some situations. So if you have music on your video, would you think that's acceptable, or would you think, oh, do you know what, that's a bit long, it's a bit loud, it's not appropriate for the current situation that you're trying to film? But people like to play and experiment. So as I keep saying, this is only personal to me. I don't like annoying music. Frequency of videos. This is always a good one. I like to see regular videos, and because I follow a lot of people, I've always got access to a new video that comes out. But if you take individuals, say for example, those that bring out a video like Koi Diaries on a Saturday morning, I actually look forward to a Saturday morning Koi Diaries video. I mean, bless him, he's been a busy boy recently, but that for me is breakfast with Koi Diaries. James the Koi Whisperer, Sunday 7 o'clock I think it is, something to look forward to. Me personally, I'm not really that bothered. If I've got something to say, I'll put a video out, but other than that, I think it's down to the individual. If you find that it's easier to put out one a week, do one a week. It's absolutely down to the channel owner of how often you want to put a video out. But like I said, if I think I've got something interesting to put out, I'll put something out. If not, I might just put a short out. And beyond that, if I've got nothing to say, I won't put a video out. That's pretty simple. Oh, and I've got a message, bless them. One thing that puts me off, well, another thing that puts me off, swearing. I don't think it's necessary to have swearing on a video. I've spoken to other koi channel people, and they don't like it neither. If you believe it's part of your channel, then continue. But for me, no, I don't like to hear swearing. With that in mind, plus smoking. If you're a smoker, that's fine. If you want to smoke on video, that's also fine. But again, personally, I don't like to see smoking. That then impacts on suitability for children. Because if you've got swearing and you've got young children that you don't want to be exposed to that, then you're going to lose that viewer content. And children are future koi keepers. Can we afford to keep them blocked out by swearing or smoking? I'll leave it to you to consider. That's up to you. And that's just the content that you put out. You just got to ask yourself in some situations, would I allow my children to watch this? And some of the channels that I watch, and I can understand swearing being involved, but I wouldn't want my grandchildren watching it. So again, that might be an old-fashioned way to look at it, but it's my way. It's how I see it. Be respectful of other channels. Some people might not have the subscribers that another person has, but that doesn't make them a poor YouTuber. They might struggle with content, they might struggle with using the equipment. They might have their own reasons for not having the same level of subscribers that you have, but there's no reason to disrespect them. Everybody's on the same playing field. Video length. This is always a good one. I mean, despite the fact that I'm retired, time is a bit of a premium, really. And this may be not the time to discuss, but I like to lay in a bath and watch 3 or 4 15-minute, 20-minute videos. And that for me is about the right amount of time. I don't know if there's a formula out there that tells you what the best time for a video is. And despite the fact that some may be 40 minutes long and very interesting, I never seem to be able to watch them in one go. I always seem to be busy for some reason. I've always got something to do. So for me, 15-20 minutes is really nice. I can do that start to finish, enjoy it. Those that are 40 minutes, I might have to do it in 3 goes. Still enjoy it, but it's just a bit too long for me. How do you maintain followers? Variety. Me personally, variety. Is your content too narrow? If you put out a koi channel and you only say talk about Shirowatsuris, that's a very, very narrow focus. It might be very interesting, it might be very necessary to watch, but how much can you talk about one particular fish? So consider a bit of variety. Don't make your content too narrow. And I keep harping on about it. Personal view only. Personal view. YouTube comment structure. So this is something that we're all aware of. The like, the dislike, the thumbs up, the thumbs down, this business. When you get a comment through, you have to search through your comments to find something new. If YouTube would only think there's a new comment, we'll put that right at the top, that would make things so simple. And I like to lead a simple life. I love to watch pond builds. I'm an ex-engineer, retired engineer, however you want to call it. And what keeps me there after your pond is built is basically the enthusiasm and the variety that follows on from a pond build. That generally keeps me, the enthusiasm aspect of it, like your Lee Hadfields and your Law Magros of the world, very, very enthusiastic about what they do, and it's a joy to watch. So something around that is suitable for me. I like that. Do people watch the whole video? So many times I've watched a video where information is given on that video, yet somebody then comments, well, what about this? And I immediately look at it and think, well, that was mentioned in the video. Have you skipped through it? Then you've got to ask, well, why do people skip through it? What are they trying to find? The best bits, the more interesting bits? I don't know. I think it's either watch the whole video or don't watch the video. It's, for me, I just like to watch the whole video. Some people accept praise very easily, but they don't like criticism. So criticism is really valuable if it's put across properly. So instead of putting in the comments, I wouldn't have done that, which immediately should put off an awful lot of people. If you then put, have you considered? It's a softer approach to criticism, and it's more likely to draw people in and go, oh, do you know what? You've got a point there. Thanks for putting that across. I accept this kind, have you considered, rather than I wouldn't have done that, which I just basically dismiss, not interested. But I will listen to those people who put forward subtly any kind of criticism. I'll listen to that. If you're going down the wrong way with YouTube content and you realise that, be prepared to change. As Steve Wainwright and putting out the content that I had, I wasn't really going anywhere, but I'm not really that bothered. But once I got Kat and I koi, and I wanted input from Kat, because Kat's clearly got 4 grandchildren, same as I have, I need Kat to put some stuff out, so we're actually creating a little bit of variety. It's not for everybody. Tales from the Riverbank only gets about 300 views, whereas normally some of our content gets about 2,500 views. So clearly you can see a mismatch between the two. Not many people like to hear the stories, but some people watch them. So we've got to provide, as YouTubers, to provide a bit of variety to get more people in to get involved. That's And then you've got to think about, how can I increase viewing? And basically, if you've got somebody like Righty or James who've got like 15,000 views, or 15,000 subscribers, I beg your pardon, you've got to ask yourself, how did they get that many when I haven't got that many? And you just have to watch how they put forward a video, how enthusiastic they are, how knowledgeable they are. You've got to ask yourself, could I get the same amount of subscribers if I operated the same way? And lastly, it's only a short video, I do beg your pardon. I think it's going to be about 15-16 minutes. When you get to 1,000 subscribers, you can then start making money. And that's okay if you're interested in that. You don't have to have the money. But the money that you do get is not very much. We get between £70 and £95 a month for what we put out. It's nice. It's a little top up for your pension or your little bit of pocket money. It's just a little, it's a token gesture. It might be a lot of money to some people, but I'm not one of these people that gets pulled into a rabbit hole and basically shuns the outside world just to get more content out and to make more money. Life's too short. Life is too short. Family, friends, YouTube. Don't get sucked into trying to make too much money, because no, just don't do it. That's my opinion. Don't do it. If they're going to give you a little bit of money, that's fine. Don't depend on that money. If you get like 50, 60 quid, hallelujah. Everybody's a winner. Anyway, that's me rattling on. Oh, one last bit is the comments that are put down about your YouTube channel or a particular video. Do you read them all? Do you reply to them all? Sometimes I can't think of a decent reply, so I'll just thank them for the comment anyway. And sometimes basically demand a reply. You have to put something down because what has been put forward is interesting, so you need to reply to that. I try my best to reply to everybody, but sometimes with the amount of views that we get, it does get a bit difficult. So if you find that I haven't replied or even looked at your comment, I do apologise, but simply trying to catch up is hard going. So I think that just about covers what I see as good channels and bad channels. I have my favourites, like everybody else. I queue them ready on my phone, so when I get in the bath I can basically switch on and we're going. I'm watching my favourites. They'll probably always remain my favourites as well, because they're enthusiastic, there's variety, there's knowledge. It's just a happy place to go when you've got a spare 15-20 minutes and you think, I'm going to watch some videos now and I'm going to thoroughly enjoy it. So in the meantime, I've got another video coming out about, what do they call it? I wish you knew. I've done this well, haven't I? Anyway, I'm not cutting it out. It's when you upgrade. Upgrade, that's the word I'm looking for. So I'm going to bring out another video later on about things to watch out for when you upgrade. And again, that will be basically where I've gone wrong or where I've had successes. But that's another video. So in the meantime, 2 jabs, 1 booster, 1 flu jab. You can choose an arm. That's how good it is. And it's free. Long live the NHS. Stay safe, look after your family, and goodbye.